Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello and Happy New Year. That's the last time I'll say it now because I've done my first week of shows and this is the first podcast of 2022. So that's it now. That's my Happy New Year greetings done for this year. And if you want a Happy New Year, you'll have to wait till 2023. I do hope your Christmas and New Year was good and amazing. And I also hope that you managed to dodge the old coronavirus and isolation as well. Here we are back with another year of podcast. We start this year with episode 164 of the best bits of The Breakfast Show with me, Monday to Friday usually, but only Tuesday to Friday this week. Back to 5 days next week. I've eased myself in now. On the way, we've got New Year's resolutions. We've got bad cycling etiquette. We've got what is Slough missing, and one that I struggled to remember, and I have now remembered it, and I'll let you know at the end. Dream cars and making do. And we've also got love as well. Settle back and enjoy the podcast. Today, somewhat predictably, I want to talk about New Year's resolutions because we are 4 days in now to the new year. And the most common New Year's resolution is not making one. That's the most common. Lose weight then actually is the most common. Get fitter. Eat more healthily, take more care of my appearance are the top New Year's resolutions. But, however, 41% of people in this survey admit that their New Year's resolutions did not last. 43 people out of the people intending on keeping a New Year's resolution, 43 didn't even last a month. Wow. 66 was a month or less than 3 weeks was 80, and 86 was less than a year. So today, on the fourth day of 2022, I want to know, where are you with your New Year's resolution? Have you stuck to it, or is it out the window already? Or are you one of these people that says, well, I'm going to make a New Year's resolution, but it won't start until the second week?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning, Mick. First one today. Mick, well done. First one of 2022. How are you? Mick says, morning, Marky. I didn't even make a New Year's resolution, therefore I can't possibly break a New Year's resolution. And you know what, Mick, you and me are kind of the same. I was sat down with Richard on Sunday after the ice hockey, and we were chatting and that, and he said, like, what's your goal for 2022? And I said, well, COVID decimated my 2020 goal and again my 2021 goal, so I've just not made one for this year. And then there's no sign of being disappointed when an outside factor ruins my goal, my New Year's resolution, call it whatever you want. So yeah, you and me, Mick, are in the same boat.
Yeah! Mark Denholm.
Also in the news as well, twins born with 15 minutes difference between twin 1 and twin 2 are actually one born in 2021 and one born in 2022. I bet they'll still get lumped though, won't they, with a joint birthday party. It's going to happen.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Cast your mind back to yesterday and we spoke about New Year's resolutions, and there were a few, and I have to say, thankfully, nobody who listens to this show has fallen foul of their New Year's resolution as yet. If one of yours was to keep yourself fitter and you happen to maybe live in Bournemouth, were you the person who's been caught on dash cam? Motorists are furious with a cyclist, and they say it's not just this one cyclist, it's all of them. A £150 million cycle lane scheme was installed in Bournemouth, reducing the overall width of the road available to cars. However, all of the cars have to slow down to a crawl because cyclists still ride on the road. They won't go in the bit that is pavemented off for them, which is their designated cycle lane. They're still riding in the road and this is annoying the drivers of Bournemouth.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Atom Radio, online, on mobile, on smart speaker. Morning, it's 8:17. It is Wednesday, 5th of January. Back to school day today. And I hope that is going well so far as you are heading out and about. The world's oldest person has celebrated their 119th birthday and is now excited and looking forward to their 120th birthday. Do you know what? I don't want to curse this person at all. The person is Kane Tanaka, a lady celebrating her 119th birthday. I don't want to curse her, but I'd imagine when you get to like 119, you must be thinking, will I even wake up tomorrow? Never mind looking forward to a year's time.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Slough was announced yesterday as ranking within the top 10 of the worst places to live in the UK. This is according to the I Live Here list. Slough has snuck into the top 10, and I'm therefore asking you, where do you live, and is it good or is it bad? That's the question today. And morning to Sam. Sam lives in Slough, and Sam says, do you know what? It's not as good as it was, but it's not bad, I don't think. The one thing I will say is in terms of shopping, there's nothing. In terms of places to eat, you are very limited these days. And certainly a lot of the nightlife that used to be at the far end of the high street has now gone as well. And Sam, I kind of agree with all of those. As you say, there aren't many places for shopping. And I'm thinking back to all the places, the Lytton Tree, Chicago's, Harry's, at the other end of the high street. All those used to be there. The Moon and Spoon, and you had what was the one that's next to where the curve is now? I can't remember it, but that used to be there as well, and that's another night spot that's gone. So Sam's kind of sat in the middle as well. Not as good as it was, but not bad.
Mark Denham.
That's not true. The first cut will hurt if it's a paper cut. Matters no much how big and strong you are, how high your pain threshold is. A paper cut will always hurt. Morning, welcome to Thursday.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
And today we're talking cars. I've got back into watching Knight Rider, which I did used to watch as a child. And the car in that was my dream car, although I always wanted one in right-hand drive. Now, the actual left-hand drive car doesn't itself exist. You can get a Trans Am, obviously in left-hand drive, but it doesn't look like the Knight Rider car, so that in itself is a one-off. And then having to have it converted to right-hand drive would be a complete nightmare. You'd basically be building a complete concept car. So it's highly unlikely, I think, that I'll ever get my dream car. But anyway, I'm asking you today, as you grew up, what was your dream car when you were growing up? And is it what you've got today? Morning, Nige. How are you? Happy New Year to you, Nige. Nige says, when I grew up, I watched Magnum, and I always wanted a Ferrari like Thomas Magnum drove. And I don't really have that. Although my car is actually red, it's a Vauxhall. It's not a Ferrari. Well, on the bright side, Nige, on the bright side, at least you've got the colour, eh? Might not have the prancing horse on it, but at least you've got the colour. You'll look on the bright side of these things as well. Morning, Andrew. Andrew says, when I grew up, I wanted to have a Lamborghini, and I had a picture of a Lamborghini on my wall as a child. But no, I do not have that at all today. I have a Ford, which is nothing at all like a Lamborghini. Now, come on, Andrew. How are you comparing with Nige? Nige may not have the car he wants, but at least he's got the colour he wanted, I suppose. Magnum's Ferrari was red, and Nige does have a red Vauxhall. What colour, Andrew, was your Lamborghini on the wall? And what colour is the Ford that you drive now? Are you at least keeping up with Nigel on this?
Mark Denham.
I want to talk about love at first sight. No, we're not going all soppy. Recent study reveals men who catch a glimpse of women overestimate their attractiveness, whilst women do exactly the opposite and underestimate the attractiveness of the opposite species when they first meet each other, love at first sight and all that. Has it ever happened to you? But what I want to know is, what is it that would make you look at someone and think, wow? Remember, this is a breakfast show, so keep it clean. On air at atomradio.co.uk. You see someone for the first time. What is it that makes you go, wow?
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio, online, on mobile, on smart speaker. It's the home of the anthems. This is Mark Denham at breakfast at 7:23. The idea of love at first sight. A survey has been done where ladies were given a blurry image of a man and underestimated his attractiveness, and men were given a blurry image of a lady and overestimated her attractiveness, although looking at the picture, she's quite an attractive lady. In other news, 2/3 of couples start out as friends. From a different survey of 2,000 people, it's been revealed that 2/3 of couples are friends before they couple up.
atomradio.co.uk.
Where shall I start? I'll start with the things that Slough is missing. And the one that I couldn't remember is the assembly. It came to me just after the show. The assembly is the one down at the bottom end of Slough High Street. And if you've ever been out in Slough around about maybe 10, 15 years ago, you'll remember exactly what I'm speaking about. The assembly is the one that I couldn't remember the name of. And then this whole love at first sight thing, right? This study from Canada, 2/3 of couples have originated from friendships. Now, how many times have you been friend zoned in the past? You know, we're talking about 2022 here and the way things have changed. And I admit that dating has changed over the last 20, 30 years. But then how many times, though, have you been friend zoned? And then this study from Canada says that 2/3 of couples started out as friends before then taking the plunge and going that extra one step further as well. So there you are. Maybe they just do things different in Canada. I don't know. I've never been to Canada, and I'm not sure now.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Thank you for checking out the podcast. As always, make sure you subscribe as well. Back Monday, 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. Monday to Friday on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio.